Hello, good afternoon. We're in the garden. It's 3 o'clock on a Monday. I've got Clement here with me and he is going to show us how to make a Mexican God's Eye, which is one of
Here's
these.
one I made earlier.
Here's one Clement made earlier. He's been desperate to say that to be on Blue Peter for ages. So in the garden we've got the materials to make a Mexican God's Eye and Clement is going to teach us how to do it. So I'm going to give Eleanor the camera. Oh,
just turn it round.
Yeah. Right, Clement, what do we have to do?
We have to have 2 sticks.
Have to have 2 sticks. So I've got a stick here. You're going to make one and I'm going to make one, is that right?
Yeah.
So I've got the secateurs here to cut. So should we make them about this length?
Yeah.
It's about 15-20 centimetres. And another one. So if you are a child doing this, be careful with your fingers. Although I'm sure you're very sensible. I got this ash twig from our tree. There's our ash tree up there. They make nice straight sticks, don't they?
Yeah.
Right.
So first, you have to get, and you have to have some wool. Where's that? Where's the
end
end?
of the wool. Well, we've got to get the end of the wool because otherwise we won't do it. There's the end. It's nice being wrapped around there.
And then you tie it together with a knot.
It's a nice knot in the cross. So you make a cross, yeah?
Do you need somebody to hold the stick still, Clement, while you do the tying?
And then you can tie it like that.
Then you swap it over and tie the other diagonal, don't you, Clement, to make it strong?
That way. Over that bit.
Over which bit?
Is it over?
You can go like this.
So wrap it round. And we have to wrap it round that way too.
And then
As long as it's like an X shape over it, that's fine. Mark Dale says hi, Matt, and Gareth says afternoon, Matt and family.
Good afternoon.
And then
Thank
you
you for
go
joining
around.
us today. Right, so do we tie that one as well, do you think?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be wrapped too much at the beginning, Matt. It just needs to be knotted so that it's tight and doesn't wobble. Because the wrapping comes in a minute, which Clement will show us.
Cool.
And
We
then
need to cut that bit, do you think?
you go around, wait, like
Alright, I need to tie my one too.
this.
Hang on, wait. I need to tie mine. So I tie it. And tie it across so we've got a nice strong cross shape.
And I tie it the other way before you do the double knot, otherwise it doesn't tighten up, does it? Because if you do the single knot and then you cross it over and then you do the other knot, then it'll pull it really tight to hold it still.
This is
Right, shall we look at
colour
yours,
changing
Clement?
wool.
Mm.
And if you don't have colour changing wool, it doesn't matter. If you have another colour of wool, you can tie it on.
Like we've done here.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different colours of wool that you've already made.
Yeah.
Right, so you're going to show us how you do the wrapping.
And then you go round. So
Want to explain what you're doing, Clement?
go over that stick and then you go round like this, and then you keep on doing that.
So you sort of wrap it over one quadrant, one corner. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're just doing one corner all the way through, or are you swapping the corners?
You're swapping it, and then it makes this.
So you have to
You're
keep turning
moving
the
it
cross.
round, aren't you, as you go?
Turn the cross round as you go.
Yeah.
As you can see, Clement's is starting to even now already. Should we have a look at the bit where it's starting to make the shape? Clement. You can see that it's starting to make that Mexican God's eye shape already in the middle, which is really nice, isn't it? Wrapping it nice and neatly.
So you used to wrap it over the top.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know if I'm doing it that well. Let's have a look.
Yeah, just one
loop at a time.
That's right. It's quite fun with the colour changing wool because then you never know quite how it's going to turn out, which is quite nice. Or you can use, or if you've got some odds ends of wool, then put them on and tie them together.
Okay, so I think I've worked out, you do one forward, one over, and then under, then over, and under, and over, and so it's over 2 and under 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, because that's how it makes that nice wrapping
see the nice shape that I've made there.
It's good, isn't it? And yeah, then it helps hold it together, doesn't it, as you do that?
Yeah, it makes it more...
Which is good, makes it stronger.
Square shape.
Mm.
Probably if you cut shorter twigs, then it doesn't get caught up in your wrapping, which is a good method. So as we know, doing crafts can be really relaxing. It's a really mindful activity to do a craft. It just takes your mind off your worries and that sort of chatter in your mind. And also, doing it outside in the garden is a double bonus because you've got that outdoors, fresh air, bit of sun, tiny bit of sun today.
It's pretty much free, isn't it? Because the sticks are free and you can just make it with odds and ends of wool that you've got hanging around.
It's a really nice thing to then have hanging up in your garden or in your house, on your window.
Do a rainbow one, put it in the window, couldn't you?
Yeah. Then does it get bigger, Clement, as you keep going?
And then it goes all the way out there, and then you can tie it up on somewhere.
So it kind of builds this pattern.
I'll come in and then we'll have a look at the shape that's coming nicely. And it's lovely, isn't it, just to be able to use the natural sticks for that. And if you were on the beach and found a bit of driftwood, I'm sure that would make really nice ones too, wouldn't it? Have a look at your one, Clement. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Coming on really nicely. I wonder when it's going to change colour, because it depends on your wool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite nice, isn't it? Some of the traditional crafts are actually so, you know, there's a reason they stood the test of time, isn't there? Because they're actually really nice to do and have a really nice result.
So this is Mexican because they make it in Mexico, South America.
Ooh, it changed colour a bit.
We should have some nachos while we do it.
Should do.
I don't know if that'd be very healthy, but so you're starting to change colour.
Yeah. It turned pink.
Brilliant.
Because before it was peach colour.
So once you got into the rhythm, it's quite straightforward and makes such a clear pattern. You can't. Can you drop a stitch like you do when you're knitting?
No.
No. So that's a bonus because knitting can be a little bit stressful if you drop a stitch. Whereas this is less. It's less to go wrong. It's always good.
Yeah, because if it comes undone, you just do it up. It doesn't mean that it's all in a muddle.
And then you've got two different patterns. Like this one, you've got it sort of flat, and then the other side you've got the sticks.
Yeah.
So it's wrapped around the
Beautiful,
sticks.
isn't it? So it's beautiful both sides.
So you've got that quite pretty pattern both sides. So it's kind of get that different texture.
Those bits of wool were just left over from some craft kit we had once, so don't need loads of it, do you? And whatever you've got, it just makes a unique pattern. There's definitely some other garden crafts we could do, isn't there?
next week I've got going to video Richard Golding looking after the bees at Westcliff. So that'll be good. So we've got a live at Westcliff, Growing Together Westcliff, with Richard talking about bees and beekeeping and showing us the bees and the beehives. So that'll be really good. And the week after, I'm meeting Ron at St Lawrence Orchard to show us, give us an update on the orchard. So that'll be really good too. I want to show the update of our raised bed, not raised bed, no dig bed.
Yeah, doing well. And the what did you put in? Was it called?
In there, and the green plastic is
supposed to keep the slugs off, isn't it? This is the idea.
Yeah.
And then we've got some lovely at the back. I don't know if you were doing that in the same one or not.
I did it just afterwards.
Yeah. And then we've got some was it runner beans, Matt? Those ones?
Runner beans and French beans.
With a very rustic looking frame for them to grow up, which is quite nice. Again, just recycling what we've got because it's easier. So often it is easier, isn't it, just to use what you've got rather than try and buy a new whatever it is. So having to have those sticks lying around, and in a way it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Let's see how you're getting on. Did yours change colour? Yes, it did. Wow. It's really good, isn't it? So you started with orange and then it's gone on to pink. So
now
that's
it's
quite
going
great.
on to purple.
Yeah, it is going on to purple, isn't it? Right, how's yours going? Should we have a look?
It's gone on to the paler blue now.
Oh. Be nice if anyone does make one, they could put their pictures in the comments, couldn't they?
Yeah, that'd be great.
If they're able to do that, I think. Depends on the settings. So I know some things are not like letting, if it's a public page, not always letting people put pictures in the comments, but they can do that, can they?
Yeah, people have posted up
Oh, that's really lovely, isn't it?
art and craft before that they've done.
Yeah.
Copied people. You can see behind me the potato plants are growing pretty well in the pots.
Yeah,
Looking
great.
forward to harvesting them.
Look at them. Yeah.
We've
What's
used
going on there?
some of the pots that we've had from the council that we haven't used. I've drilled holes in the bottom of them and used them as pots for potatoes, which has been very good. So again, make use of what you've got rather than having to buy any more.
And we've been planting sunflowers.
This week, yeah,
Yes, you
over
have
the
been
weekend we
planting
planted
sunflowers.
sunflowers, didn't we?
Yeah.
I just repotted the tomatoes, although my tomato plants are still tiny. It's been quite cold this week, hasn't it? But at least it's rained, so I haven't had to do as much watering.
And I was thinking as well, Matt, like things like this would actually be quite nice to do, you know, on a Zoom or something, wouldn't it? Be quite nice to do maybe with the cousins or something, the kids to do together.
Yeah.
Things quite a nice, apart from always having to talk, sometimes it's nice to do an activity, isn't it?
Purple has gone.
That has shown up now, that looks really good.
I think the women's group on a Wednesday, they've been doing some craft on Zoom, so that's been really nice.
When we've done that, we've done a couple of cook-alongs on Zoom, and that's worked out really, really well. It's just finding those other ways to connect, isn't it? You don't always want to just sit and just look at the screen and talk. Sometimes it's nice to do things together as well. Yes, I think we must have done rather a lot of quizzes.
Quizzed out after this lockdown. But yeah.
Think how knowledgeable we'll be about little bits of trivia by the end of the lockdown from all these quizzes.
Victoria's doing a cook-along with the Recovery College. Victoria and Choice, I think.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not sure what they're making. They used to love the cookery group on a Friday at Westcliff and the cookery at Rochford, so I think doing the cookery via Zoom is a really good way to do it. I've got white there now.
Oh, there we are. That's looking nice, isn't it?
It's coming on.
It's actually brighter in real life than it looks on the camera, interestingly. I think just because the sun's quite You know, it's fairly bright out here. You can see the colours. And the back's looking great too, so that's good. So that,
Nice and neat.
yeah,
That's
it's
good.
nice and neat underneath. And shows the back of your one, Clement. That's looking really good, isn't it? You're really good at these.
Yeah.
Crafts with Clement. There we are. That's a new slot.
So Clement's 8 years old, aren't you, Clement?
Yeah.
9 in July. So I think every adult that is watching this has no excuse really of not being able to do it and saying it's too hard. Because if Clement can do it, although Clement is a very good
You
crafter,
are good at craft, but you've been able to do these for quite a few years, haven't you?
Yes.
And do them really, really well.
and I expect all of you can do it, and therefore I expect all of you to do a nice picture.
Have a
of
long
what you've
stream
done.
full of loads of pictures of Mexican
Yeah.
gods. That would actually be lovely, wouldn't it?
That'd
With
be
pictures
lovely.
of all the different lovely, colourful scraps of wool that people have found.
And
You could have a
Mum
Mexican
actually
God's
made
Eye
that
festival,
one.
couldn't you? I made that one, did I? I can't even remember if I.
Yes, you
I
did.
did that
Hanging
one,
up
did
in our
I?
living room for
Yeah.
a while, hasn't
It
it?
has, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
I think you did.
It'd be a bit like yarn bombing or something, wouldn't it? Everyone
I suppose
hang
if-
them around the place.
If you have thick wool, it will be quick to do, wouldn't
Yes.
Now.
it? Like with knitting.
Yes, and that weaving activity that I did with the card, that was suggesting using different scraps of wooling of different thicknesses, and it has quite a nice effect as well, so that would be a good thing to
Turned
do.
into pink again.
It has turned into pink again, hasn't it? So you could do like a weaving thing another time, and you can use sticks for the frame as well, which is quite nice if you think about it. Like the, tie the 4 sticks together in the corners and use little sticks to sort of brace it a little bit, or just really sort of tie it together well with some string, and then set up the loom and weave in and out. And you could use natural materials as well. So maybe we'll have a go at that sometime. Probably do beach weaving, couldn't you? Although I think that'd be like a temporary activity, because you don't want to bring home loads of seaweed, but it could look quite good, couldn't it, if you just went beach combing and use those things in sort of driftwood loom or something. How many colours have you got on there now, Clement?
3.
That's good. It's gone on to the white, hasn't it? It's looking really, really nice.
We should have orange and green for truss links
Should
colours, wouldn't
should
we?
do orange and green links. Sound like Trust Links craft packs all with the branded
Yeah.
colours for people as a fundraiser. I wonder how well that would go down.
I wonder how many people have made these. I bet not many.
Yeah.
It's very easy to make.
Sometimes it's that bit of a disconnect, isn't it, between having those natural materials, which obviously you do in your own garden, or doing the thing in school, where it's not necessarily easy to have the numbers of the sticks and everything to be able to do it, unless you're using lolly sticks or something. But then obviously it's loads nicer to use what you can
Lovely
find in
to
your
use
garden.
The ash tree branches that I chopped down the other day just to make a bit of light for our courgette and pumpkin patch, because the branches were really overhanging it.
Yeah,
so
they
I
were, weren't they? It's really
them
all
back.
down to there.
So they've just been growing massively, and that's made more light. Also produced this lovely wood from my Mexican God's Eye frame.
And now mine is turning into peach again.
It is, isn't it? I'm going to just have a look straight on there for people. That's really nice, isn't it? And do you want to flip it over? We'll look at back.
Okay.
There we are. That's really nice, isn't it? Yes, I should think if people didn't necessarily want to do it now or watching later, they could share it with somebody, couldn't they? Share the video and then do the craft
watch
together if
party.
you wanted to.
Yeah. Doesn't take that long, does it?
And we're finding we're being out more than we thought we would, and with the weather, haven't we, the last few days? With the weather is like a bit drizzly and things like that, but because you have to be out, we've been out anyway, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
sure it all
good to
helps,
get
doesn't it?
outdoors, get the fresh air, get the vitamin D at the moment. Even though the weather's not been that nice, hopefully it will cheer up in the next week or so. It's important just to get that bit of fresh air. Just helps with that regulation of sleep as well, sleep patterns, and just being outdoors and your body remembering what time of day it is. The more sort of structure you can build in your day, the better, really, to be able to be refreshed and to be mindful and then to be able to sleep okay.
I was talking about that on my live this morning as well, about those rhythms that we have in our day, and it's obviously that's with babies, and not about like forcing babies to do things at certain times, but it's about sort of picking up on that natural rhythm that's good for us as well. And it does help, doesn't it? Sometimes you don't feel like doing the thing, but it does help to have that go out at regular times and with your body clock and stuff.
Especially when it's so odd at the moment, because so many things that we're so used to having is being cancelled. That mosquito.
Soft, yeah.
Is it making a nice texture, Clement?
Yes.
It's really smooth on the top, isn't it? It's really nice.
Nice to be surrounded by all these birds as well, isn't it, in the garden? We've got goldfinch come to the garden for the first time ever, I think. And I was at the cliffs the other day and saw a green woodpecker for the first time, the South End Cliff Gardens.
It's really nice. It's a really good sign. And I expect you've shown people the bees, have you, going in and out of the...
I've tried to, but I don't know if I managed
They're
it.
a little bit elusive, aren't they? And just underneath the decking over there's a lovely home that there must be quite a few of them, mustn't there? 'Cause they're in and out, loads. There's one. I'm sure you can't see it. It'll be like a tiny dot, but it's just really nice, isn't it, to think that they found a place to make their home in our garden. I'm going to go closer. I'm going to give it a go and see if we can see a bee, because they're so lovely, aren't they? And they really do make that beeline. And I'm sure that when oh yes, I don't know if you saw that at all, but there's a lovely bee just went into its home. So I'll keep that there for a minute, and we'll see if somebody buzzes out, because they do keep coming in and out all the time.
Going in more than out.
Yeah, and I think because they do, they're quick, aren't they? They come like, it's like you blink and you miss it sort of thing, with them going in and out of their home.
See them carrying the pollen that they've collected.
Yeah.
They've really enjoyed. I've got the broad bean plants. They really enjoy collecting the broad bean flowers pollen at the moment.
And it's nice to think, isn't it, that it's that habitat. And the other day, Clement had a task with school, which was to go on a bug hunt, a mini bees. Oh, there's one bee. Oh, there. I think you must have seen that one. That was lovely. What a lovely bee. There's loads of different types. I actually don't know what exact type they are. Do you, Matt?
It's a type of bumblebee, isn't it?
And the lovely.
It's not solitary, because there are loads
No,
in there.
it's quite a community of them in there, isn't there? It's really
talk
nice.
about the solitary bees and how we've built the habitats at our sites for the solitary bees, which is where John Little's drilled holes in, different sized holes for different types of bees, but that's very much a community, because you see so many going in and out of that. It's definitely more than one bee.
And Clement, when you were doing your mini beast hunt, weren't you? And do you want to tell people what you found on your mini beast hunt just in our garden? You don't need to say how many of each thing, because it was counting. Just say what sorts of things you found.
I found wood lice, and I found a spider.
What was under the brick? Do you remember?
Ants.
Yeah, there was lots of them, weren't there?
Yeah, that was like 12.
Wow.
What was in the compost heap?
What's that?
Is it a worm in the compost heap?
Oh yeah, one.
Yeah,
We'll have
yeah.
loads of worms
There
in the
are. You see
compost
loads
heap.
of worms. Take the lid off, and we'd see loads of them, because they do such a great job, don't they, in the compost heap?
I think when I filmed it, when we were doing the dig bed, there were loads of worms. I think it partly depends on the weather, and partly depends on what we've got rotting away in the compost heap as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it depends on the temperature partly, doesn't it? They hang out depending on what the
further
weather's
down.
doing.
And on hexagon good size now. It turned lighter.
Super.
Lighter peach.
Yes, it's looking good, isn't it? Oh, there's some.
Oh, there's
Oh,
the bee.
lovely buzzy bee. That's so nice. Don't go in our house. Looked like it's. No, it hasn't done. It's fine. There's another one going
out
in.
of the kitchen
Yeah.
before now. And they get stuck by the window, don't they? And they don't want to go out the window, which is a bit sad for them. Well, they do want to go out the window, but they can't go through. Right, I think I'm nearly there with mine. How are you doing with yours?
They're looking really good, aren't they?
Because my wool has run out.
Oh
you're
yeah,
done
that's a
then.
really good reason for
That's a
finishing,
really
isn't
good
it?
reason.
Look.
Oh yeah,
Right.
great. Can I tie that up for you, Clement? If I tie it onto its own end, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Oh, film Dad while I do that. There we go. So yeah, I mean it's lovely, isn't it, to think it's just been, what have we taken, 20 minutes to make one of these or something? It's not that much, is it?
So I finished mine as well.
Mm.
You can see there's different colours here, light blue, white, and then further light blues, and then this sort of more turquoisey colour, and then more of this purpley colour. So what do we do at the end? Do we just tie a knot
Well,
in
I've
it?
just tied a knot, and I think if you want to hang it up, to be honest, just do like a different tie again, another string onto the thing, because if you
Yeah.
try and hang it off the bit where you tied
Don't
it,
want it to
it's just
unravel.
gonna like be a bit of a look a bit funny. So
And at the back of it, it looks like this.
it's so good, doesn't it? And I think I need to tie that again, but I'll do that when we're finished filming because I'll have 2 hands to do it with.
I can tie it.
Oh, good. You're good at tying, aren't you?
Brilliant. Shall we hang them up on the tree, Clement?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of string.
It's not easy cutting. It's funny, isn't it? They'll cut through, you know, those great big twigs, but don't really want to cut wool and stuff.
Double tip.
Yes, because then it's strong.
And do you want to just tie up the top so then there's like a loop?
Yes. And you don't want to tie this one with one because then it goes all to the all to there, back down.
Yeah, you don't want that, do you?
Yeah, that's a nice quick craft. It makes it feel like you've done a really good bit of hard crafting.
Yes. Where are you going to hang it up, Clemens?
On the tree.
Right.
Where should I hang it up on the
On
tree?
somewhere you can reach, I reckon.
Just on
You
the
could
apple
put it on the
tree.
apple trees, couldn't you? I need to take my windsock down. That's been up for ages. I'm amazed it's still there, seeing the weather we've been having. Right. Oh, that's
Try
really
mine as
nice,
well.
isn't it?
Too much string, and then
Chop it off, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks lovely, doesn't it? And yeah, do windsocks another time in the windmills, which was really fun as well. They look so nice, don't they? Let's twiddle round. There we are.
Well, thank you for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the craft this afternoon, and I'll see you soon.